It wasn't a photo.
Oh, I thought it was a photo.
No.
I have this Facebook group. I went to a European mountain.
Oh. So here we are with, they put a very nice sign there, Bull Schultz Lake Loop, which is exactly where our campsite is. So now we know, having come from here, that we want to go not that way, but this way.
But this.
So this is the lake we get to camp on. Not one of the freshest looking, but we filtered the water and it tastes wonderful, but it looks a bit brown. We weren't happy about that, but because it tasted fine and we're putting it through a filter that's supposed to be fantastic for where you know, in parts of the world where they don't have clean drinking water, we figured that should count. So we are underneath that big tarp with our tent, and that's not our fireplace. The fireplace is actually up over there. It should be away from the tent, and it is. This area is really rocky. It's actually kind of hard to find firewood. There's not a lot of dead stuff. Everything seems to be alive.
Secret about, but how did they get out?
I think you'd have to go and get something hot and touch the back of it. Jenny's studying a leech. Tried to invade while she was doing dishes. She's retrieved it.
No way.
And the leech, although we're quite away from water, he knows what direction to go in.
You touch it, he pretend he's dead.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, he stops moving.
Yeah. You pretend he's dead. Yeah.
And then you leave him for a while and he figures it's all over.
Yeah, then he'll start moving.
Okay, we'll leave him. Let's see if when he starts going.
Oh, and that's take a long time.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So this is where we are camping. There's one campsite on this lake, and this is it. We are here. It is like 2.5 kilometers to where you'd expect any people to be, certainly outside of little day trips wandering around trails.
Oh, you gotta look at all that one.
So that little orange thing off in the distance is a hammock that we can come over here, which we both have, and I had quite a nice afternoon nap. You come over here, get into this hammock, you get a little breeze here and there, but it's warm and the sun was coming through earlier and you're sort of near the lake. But the important thing is that we're cooking our dinner. This, by the way, is very rocky, so I'm going up and down rocks all the time. So this is our rice and sausages, right? Yeah. Boiling away. That's a stick stove. That's its fuel, those tiny wee little toy pellets of logs. And then down here, well, that's the campfire, which is smoking away because it's in idle mode. But down here, we have sheltered our propane stove. So we're doing 2 different cookings at once. And we're having vegetables. The other one has rice and sausage.
No, we have beef in this one too.
Oh, and that one's got, yeah, you couldn't see it, but yeah, there's beef. It's probably sunk down a little below the veggies. Previously, we had, in the cups, aperitif, which we've both finished several times over. And So, in our kitchen at home, we don't get to sit down to cook. But you see, we're on holiday, camping. And so sitting down to cook seems like a reasonable request. So, there's bedroom. The tarps over there allow us to have a little place to shelter stuff. It did actually rain a few times last night. It was just misting, and I don't know that any water actually dripped off the tarp, but it was just kind of nice to think there was this dry area. And this little tarp that is in front of the tent, I call it my doorstep. But the idea is you come out of the tent and you have a place where you can stand in your socks to put shoes on, take shoes off, get yourself all set to go do, you know, something in the middle of the night to relieve yourself. So there's our lake. It's ours. We're the only ones staying around it. We're drying our backpacks on the rocks. Okay, Jenny, so you're sitting in the hammock, suspended between two trees in front of the lake by High Falls in Eastern Pines Backpacking Trail in Algonquin Park. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Spanish coffee.
Spanish coffee is available at this campsite.
Yeah. I made it my own.
Yep, I think you did a good job.
It
So,
tastes great.
we didn't bring a chair because chairs are too heavy. And then suddenly we realized this hammock that we bring it and aren't sure what we're going to use it for. And now we realize it's our chair.
Yes.
So now you can relax in your chair with your Spanish coffee after instant noodle soup lunch. After close to 3 hours of hiking by the time we chose a campsite.
3 hours? No.
Well, okay, 2.5. It wasn't 2 like we thought it would be, though, was it?
It's supposed to be 1 hour, 10 minutes.
10? No, longer than that, because we still had
1
to
hour,
get...
10 minutes, go to the fork.
Yeah, right, but there's a fair while after the fork. Okay, so, our campsite. That's our kitchen. And our campfire's going out. Oh well. I was cutting up stuff for the stick stove there. And our tent with its... Yeah, the 2 tarps like that, they seem to work well. There's lots of space underneath there in case we get a little rain shower. But because it's a nice day, we decided to air out the sleeping bags just to make sure there's no germs. And the mattress pads and our coats and a few other things. And oh yeah, Jenny gathered some firewood, which I have to cut up for our fire. And there we have it.
Yeah.
So it's thunderstorm outside. We have everything that we need to have in our tent. It's currently in our tent. And then we have tarps over it, and that gives us a shelter, and there's all kinds of stuff like cooking supplies and stuff that's outside, even some dry firewood. But stuff just kind of sort of gets thrown in. That, by the way, is 2 sleeping bags with a shirt thrown on. And the dry sacks that we put the sleeping bags in, as well as these things, they are our pads. They're about 1 inch thick. They fold down to next to nothing, and that's what we sleep on. So anyway, I'm hiding in the tent. Well, Jenny is out there with an umbrella, getting some water out of a basket to wash dishes with. And when I look outside, it doesn't look, it's hard to see through the fly screen, so you don't see as well. So here's what under our tarp looks like.
Where did the bricks?
That's stick stove firewood, that's kindling wood, and that's campfire wood. In that garbage bag is our knapsacks, and then in each of these yellow bags we have various kinds of supplies, like stuff where we put the tent material, the tent parts, and so on. So Jenny's just lighting our stick stove under the tarp.